Welcome back to Explain the Charts, where we break down the most impactful movements in the crypto markets. Today, July 22nd, 2025, our spotlight is firmly fixed on Litecoin, symbol LTCUSD, which has seen some truly remarkable action. Before we dive into the charts, let's look at the driving forces behind this recent surge. The biggest headline is undoubtedly MEI Pharma's groundbreaking announcement, a $100 million private placement specifically for a Litecoin accumulation strategy. This is monumental, as MEI Pharma is the first publicly traded company on a major exchange to officially adopt Litecoin into its treasury, setting a new precedent. To further underscore their commitment, Charlie Lee, Litecoin's creator, has been appointed to MEI Pharma's board, signaling a strong strategic alignment. This news aligns with a broader market trend, following companies like MicroStrategy and Trump Media making significant crypto purchases. Furthermore, Bitcoin recently set a new record, topping the $120,000 mark, fueling general market enthusiasm and creating a positive macro environment for altcoins like Litecoin. Congress also continues to consider major legislation for a regulatory framework for crypto, which could pave the way for even wider traditional adoption. While some news reports from earlier this year hinted at Litecoin's halving event, which has now passed, contributing to its positive sentiment, the current catalyst is clearly this institutional adoption. Now, let's shift our focus to the charts and see how these fundamental developments are reflected in the price action. Looking at the one-day chart for LTCUSD, we can observe the broader trajectory over the past year. Litecoin experienced a significant downtrend from early 2024 highs around $110, eventually finding a floor in the low 60s by early July 2024. However, a strong reversal occurred around that $60 level, initiating a sustained uptrend through late 2024, culminating in a peak near $130 to $140 in December 2024 and January 2025. A pullback then saw LTC retrace to the $80 to $90 support zone in February and March 2025, which has acted as a crucial reaccumulation area. Notice the impressive daily candle on July 19, 2025, which saw an over 11% jump, directly correlating with the weekend's bullish news regarding MEI Pharma. Let's zoom into the one-hour chart to examine the recent surge more closely, particularly focusing on the period around July 18 to July 21, 2025. We can clearly see the sharp upward movement that began late on July 18 and intensified into July 19, driven by the fresh institutional news. The price quickly moved from the $101 range to break above $110 and then continued towards the $120 mark. The immediate resistance level to watch here was around the $112 to $114 zone, which Litecoin has now decisively broken above. This area will likely now act as a new, stronger support level in the short term. Shifting to the 15-minute chart provides an even more granular view of the explosive move that occurred on July 19, 2025. Observe the significant increase in volume accompanying these bullish candles, indicating strong buying pressure and conviction from market participants. After the initial sharp ascent, Litecoin entered a period of consolidation between $110 and $112, building a base before its next leg up. This pattern of strong breakout, followed by consolidation on higher volume, often indicates healthy price action and sustained interest. Traders looking for entry points could have identified dips into the newly established support zones during this consolidation phase. Conversely, a break below this consolidation support on high volume would have signaled a potential reversal or deeper correction. Currently, LTC is hovering around $115, consolidating after hitting highs of $121.51 over the weekend. In the short term, LTCUSD looks poised for further upside, especially if it can maintain support above the $112 level. The primary resistance levels to watch now are the recent high of $121.51 and, beyond that, the previous macro highs from late 2024 in the $130 to $140 range. A successful break above $121.51 on strong volume would reinforce a bullish continuation, potentially targeting $125 next. For the long term, the bullish case for Litecoin is significantly strengthened by the recent institutional adoption by MEI Pharma. This type of corporate treasury play adds a layer of stability and legitimacy that can attract further mainstream investment. If more companies follow suit, Litecoin could easily retest its all-time highs and even aim for the $160 target mentioned in some earlier analyses, or potentially beyond. However, a bearish scenario could unfold if global cryptocurrency markets experience a broad correction, potentially triggered by a significant Bitcoin pullback. Should LTCUSD fall below the $110 immediate support, it could retest the $100 to $102 zone, which would be an important line in the sand. A break below $100 would signal a short-term bearish reversal, potentially sending prices back towards the $90 level. Traders should also monitor global macroeconomic factors and any new regulatory developments, as these continue to significantly influence the broader crypto market. Keep an eye on trading volume. Sustained high volume on upward moves is crucial for confirming a strong trend, while declining volume on rallies could suggest weakness. Conversely, high volume on downward moves might indicate strong selling pressure. To recap, the important short-term price levels for LTCUSD are the immediate support at $110 to $112 and the nearest resistance at $121.51. For the medium to long term, the historical resistance zone of $130 to $140 is the next major target. Our unbiased prediction is that Litecoin has a strong likelihood, probably around 70%, of continuing its bullish trajectory towards the $125 mark in the coming days, given the strength of the institutional news. Conditions reinforcing this likelihood include Bitcoin maintaining its upward momentum and sustained positive sentiment from corporate crypto adoption. A further surge towards $130 or higher within weeks is plausible, contingent on continued positive news flow and consistent trading volume. On the other hand, there's a 30% chance of a short-term pullback to the $100 level if profit-taking intensifies or the broader crypto market faces headwinds. To reinforce this bearish scenario, we'd look for a decisive break below $110 on higher than average volume. Always remember to manage your risk, utilize stop losses, and stay informed on both fundamental news and technical signals. That's all for today's in-depth analysis on LTCUSD here at Explain the Charts. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more comprehensive market breakdowns.